What's up, guys? How you doing? It's Schleiger from the Wellness Point. This is your chiropractic tip. So, as many of you have heard me speak or talk or have gone to orientation class or you're contemplating on going, you will know that the body is designed for health and healing. It is not designed for sickness and disease. We are set up to thrive. We are not designed to just survive. So, with that, the law of life is that the body is created to heal. So all that intelligence that we were created with comes from your brain, has to travel down your spinal cord, out those nerves to every cell, organ, and tissue and gland in the body. Life flows from above down, inside out. So we know that because if we cut the head off the body, no life can make it to the organs. And what happens to the organs? The body, it dies. So if we scale that back, we cut the nerve roots, let's say, that are going to the heart and the lungs. If they can't get that nerve supply, that signal of life, what's going to happen to the heart and the lung? It's going to die. So that's extreme. Nobody ever has to deal with that, but let's scale that back a little bit more and just say one of those bones shift forward, shift back, shear left or right, or twist. We call that a subluxation, or it alters the structure of the spine. 100% of that signal cannot get to the organs. So, over time, are those organs going to produce health or disease? The answer always is, they always get sicker. So the longer that's there, the longer the disease process has to create. So most Americans believe that health is how they look or how they feel. And 5 out of 6 of us will get heart disease or cancer in their lifetime. 5 out of 6. That's 84% of us. So 84% of us, can you see heart disease forming? Can you see it in the mirror? Can you feel it? Can you feel a stroke coming on? Can you feel 2 bad pancreatic cells on your pancreas that are producing cancer? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Of course not. So 84% of us, we die of a disease process that we cannot see and we cannot feel. So it's a false belief system, a fragmented belief system to believe that our health is defined by how we look or by how we feel. And the real definition of health is that it's how our body functions. And since if this thing controls the function of those things, is there any way for these organs to function at 100% if this organ is sick and dysfunctioning? Of course not. It is a physical law. It is the law of life. So, I'm not exactly sure the year of this. I'll have to look this up. Maybe I can post this below in the comments. But there was this study that was done called the Winsor autopsies. And what they did is they autopsied 221 human bodies that died of a disease process. And they traced the organ that failed. So if somebody had a heart attack or heart disease, they traced that organ back to the nerve root. And out of the 221 autopsies, 212 of them found damage or subluxation or altered function to that nerve root that was going to the organ. So that was, let's say you had some type of, issue with the stomach, or maybe the person had some type of cancer of the liver. They traced that back to the organ, and 212 out of the 221 were associated with some type of dysfunction of the spine. So of course there's not 100% causation. If this happens, then this always happens. But just know this, when you alter the tone of the nervous system, the body always gets sicker. When you alter the tone of the nervous system, the body always gets sicker. So, for instance, if 100% of those signal is trying to go to your heart and it cannot get there, what's going to happen to the heart if it cannot get the signals to function at 100%? The body is smart. It's going to adapt to that. So a heart, being a muscle, it's going to try to grow to compensate because of that. We call that congestive heart failure. So now when the heart starts to fail, the body knows that. So what's going to happen to the arteries to take pressure off the heart? The arteries are now going to constrict. We call that hypertension. So now they put you on a hypertensive medication. They tell you to eat broccoli and exercise and do yoga and have good positive affirmations. They put you on some statin drugs. Some of that stuff is good advice. Some of that stuff doesn't work. But is that ever going to fix this? Is it ever going to remove the interference in your nervous system to allow that organ to function better? Of course not. So our only goal in chiropractic is to make sure that your spine is as unsubluxated as possible and then keep it that way for the rest of your life. It is not designed to minimize your symptoms. It is not designed to make you feel better. It is not designed to make you look better. It is only designed to make sure that your spine is as unsubluxated as possible. Keep that proper tone to allow your organs to express health and heal from the inside out just the way it's designed to. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.